We have some beautiful poetic justice in one of the biggest literal FUs recorded in American history towards politicians when furious New Yorkers paint a giant BLM-style F. Cuomo and De Blasio mural onto a Brooklyn street. So let me set up the story for you. For those of you that don't know, a couple of months ago, uh, De Blasio, together with several activists, painted, as you can see, a Black Lives Matter mural, they say in July, so it wasn't that long ago, um, near Trump Tower. Now, what got people pissed enough to create the mural, which we're going to go over in just a second, was because not only was BLM rioting and protesting all over New York, and the New York police was spread out very thin. They couldn't answer calls as fast as they would want because they were pretty short on manpower. And De Blasio not only painted that mural but had a couple of policemen guard it because it was regularly vandalized, and rightfully so, because I think this is the first time in American history where the government paints a political message. Not only is it a political message, it's an extreme left political message that's very clear in its intent to uproot the country, the current way of living in the US. They're going for a Marxist revolution, and this is the first time not only is the government painting a message onto a street, but they're protecting it with your tax dollars, which set a really weird precedent, and eventually they had to give up on it and let the mural go, which led us to this beautiful mural. And I love the Daily Mail for censoring it, even though I can say the F word, I think 30 seconds into the video without any worry. I'm just not going to take the chance. So yeah, they painted F, Cuomo and De Blasio onto a street, as you can see from the picture. Beautiful, I love it. Poetic justice, and it's not as beautifully painted or professionally painted as the original BLM one, which seems a little bit more straight and done right, but it has so much more meaning behind it. So let's read the story. New Yorkers painted a stretch of a street in Brooklyn with yellow letter F, Cuomo and De Blasio. The mural in Williamsburg was similar to those of Black Lives Matter painted earlier this summer. Graffiti was painted on North 15th Street between, I don't know how to read it, Weiss Avenue and Banker Street at around 1 a.m. on Saturday morning. Less than 24 hours later, it had been removed by the Department of Transportation. NYPD says a criminal mischief complaint has been filed over the incident. So yeah, I'm not gonna read the entire story. We'll read some of it and then we'll talk about it. New Yorkers sent a blunt message to their governor and mayor this weekend by painting F. Cuomo and De Blasio in giant letters down a Brooklyn street. The offensive graffiti appeared at around 1 a.m. on Saturday morning and stretched for almost an entire city block in a style similar to the city-endorsed projects supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Earlier this summer, NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio approved a BLM street mural at 5 city locations. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I only thought there was one location that was constantly vandalized, but apparently there were actually 5 of them, which fastly became a target for vandalism. But while the city protected the official murals, the latest painting was covered up by the Department of Transportation in less than 24 hours, which is again the precedent that I was talking about, where the government is promoting one speech and defending it with policemen, with manpower that was grievously needed at the time, and now they're just painting over it because it's a different message against them. Probably one of the more important demonstration of free speech, which is calling out and talking shit against politicians. Let's see. The graffiti came amid criticism of Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio over their leadership during the coronavirus pandemic, With the ongoing restrictions on gatherings and indoor dining, leaving many New York business devastated. The city has also seen a surge in crime in 2020, with the murder rate soaring by 27% and gang violence rising by more than 50%. And you may ask, why is it so? So during the coronavirus pandemic, they released a lot of felons who were going to finish their sentence this year, or had small amount of time to serve out right away, so they don't catch the coronavirus, which was rampaging New York. And obviously, when you let felons go with no, I think they need to go through a parole board and other several mechanism in place to make sure they're not a threat to society. So not only did that happen, but they also released a lot of criminals and rioters out without bail during the entire pandemic, and especially in the riots, which helped the crime rates surge. And not only that, but they also, after they've seen that in the protests and the riots that they can get away with everything and not be arrested and be released without any bail, they kept going back into the street and kept committing the same crimes over and over. So that's why the crime rate has surged. Now this is mostly, most of the people blame De Blasio for it. People don't like Cuomo because he made the elderly who actually got sick with corona to go back to their retirement homes and not let them leave the area, which made them infect even more elderly, which are obviously more susceptible to dying from the corona, and thus they increased the numbers of deaths from the corona in New York, which was probably the state and city that was the most terribly hit from the virus in the US. And a lot of people are criticizing Cuomo for it, who at the beginning of it honestly ran it pretty good, and then we found out that he actually wouldn't let the elderly, again, not they wouldn't let them leave the retirement home and infect other non-sick elderly because of it. So yeah, not a lot to the story other than the sweet justice boner that you get from it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new to it, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to it and turn on the notification bell. Thank you guys for the amazing support lately. Again, I will say it in every video. This channel is becoming something, and it's becoming more and more viable for me to create daily content for you. And as long as you are there to support it and watch the video, I will keep making them for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.